Greetings! It is August 7th. It's the day before my birthday. And today, I am going to be doing a thrift vlog. Not me working. Today I figured, you know what? Let's get out for a second. Wear something like slightly bummy. And go thrifting. And just like have a day. This Yankees hat that I was going to sell and I didn't. And I'm glad I didn't. This vintage Mexico t-shirt that I love and wear constantly. It actually like, it's to the point where every time it's dirty and it gets washed, I immediately put it back on again. These Target shorts, I actually do need to go to Target. And then the Kith A6 gel pianos. Not like the best fit in the world, but definitely comfy. Probably gonna wear this bag. And normally after I go to like 1 or 2 Goodwills, I get discouraged if I don't find anything. So we're gonna go to a different spot today. We're gonna go to where the rich people live today. Let's go. All right, children, we're at the first spot. I went to Target, got some things. I needed to get a little sandwich because baby, of this one. I'm looking so rough. My hair is growing. For those of you that know, I'm growing out my taper. And it's a really ugly process. Like, that looks crazy. I'm breaking out. Like, it's just not. It's not the tea. This happens every single time where I'll go to the first spot and immediately as soon as I pull up, I'm like, ooh, we have to call it a day after this one. There's something about leaving the house. It's just like the house be calling me when I'm not there. But I really want to try to go to at least 3. LA is not, in my opinion, the best place to thrift because the prices aren't giving thrift. And everyone here has like a fucking upcycle business, an Etsy, whatever. Like, I'm dedicated to finding something, but I'm not dedicated to the point where I'm gonna be driving all over the city, you know? When it's over, it don't make any difference. Ooh. Looking for a truth that was here all along. Where I'm going, I don't need my brakes. We were criminals. We are at the next Goodwill, folks, and this is a Goodwill that I go to often, and I don't know why, because I rarely find shit here. There's never a lot of people in it, and the racks are for the most part fairly full. Let's see what we can come up with, even though I don't think it'll be much. Goodwill number 2. Small world. I went here. It's a nice little boxy t-shirt. They actually have a lot of Levi's in here, which is interesting because I was talking all that shit, but they do have a decent selection of Levi's whenever I come in here. And I feel like usually when you go to Goodwill, specifically the jeans tend to be empty. I don't know if that's just the Goodwill side I go to, but yeah, most of the time the jean rack is damn near empty. which is why I always find stuff in the dress pants, because there's always dress pants overflowing. But as you can see, this rack cleared out. Found these like yellow pants, and they're super light, and they are 100% silk. So I want to see what these look like on. Back to the crib, and I want to show y'all what I actually ended up picking up, as well as one other piece. I might actually start with this one. I got a pair of vintage Levi's finally. Before I get to that and my other little secondhand finds though today, 2 announcements. Part 1 of my campaign with eBay has gone live, so if y'all could show some love on that post, I would appreciate it. This is one of the brands I was really excited about. Y'all already know, if you've been on this channel, I'm an eBay girl. I love eBay. I get most of my vintage hats from eBay, jackets, a couple pairs of pants, stuff like that. A lot of streetwear stuff from eBay as well. So this campaign was very much aligned. This is a brand that I'm very much aligned with. I've had just experiences on the buyer and the seller side of eBay for, honestly, since maybe high school, I want to say. So if y'all could show some love to that, I will be very, very grateful. And there's a part 2 to that campaign. And I don't know if that would have come out by the time that you see this, but when you do see it, if you could show me some love, I would very much appreciate it. If you ever want to just support me and you don't have the funds to be on Patreon, and maybe you don't have the time to just sit here and watch YouTube videos all day or whatever content I'm putting up, just a little like and a comment on a sponsor post really does do a whole lot for me. It's basically like my Yelp as a creator. It's like to let the brands know that, hey, actually, I like Jade and I like when Jade promotes this stuff. Another thing I want to mention is, if you've been seeing any of the Greece trip stuff that I've been posting, that trip goes live on Friday, meaning the page is available for the public and you can book your spot. On this trip to Greece, I will not bore you with the details, but I will leave the link for the page down in the description. Long story short, I went to Bali earlier this year with a bunch of my and one of my best friends, Arrows. We both are creators. And we hosted a joint trip to Bali, and it was a bunch of queer Black and brown folks. It was very, very fun, low-key, life-changing, and I will put the link for that vlog. So if you want to see what that experience was like through my particular lens, I will link that vlog in the description. And if you want to come to the next one, to Greece, baby, yeah, I will also link that in the description for you. Okay. But let's get into these Levi's. So I finally caved. I said, you know what? Let me see what the girlies are talking about. Let me see what the hubbub is about. And I got myself a pair of Levi's 501s. And the sizing is extremely inconsistent. I learned that very quickly when it comes to really anything vintage. Truly anything vintage. Because when it comes to denim, I find that they run very small. So I can be like a vintage size 34, but a new size 30. And I've also learned that vintage t-shirts tend to run big, at least the ones that I like. Like this one is one of my favorite t-shirts I've ever bought. I bought it from Thrift World, that I'll actually be going to again this year in Virginia. I'm going to be visiting home, visiting the parents. And so while I'm there, I'm going to be going to Thrift World, and it's a really, really dope vintage and secondhand event. Prices are crazy affordable. And the tickets are cheap as hell too. It's like $5. So if you're in Virginia, more specifically like, you know, Stafford, Fredericksburg, around there, if you're not far from that, I will put that in the description as well. So the sizing, I was a little afraid because it does say that they are a 33 32. The seller said that it fit more like a 31 and I am a 31. And so I was like, you know what? Let's just try it. They ended up giving me a 20% discount for me to buy. If you just add stuff to your watch list, the sellers will almost always give you a deal of some kind, like offer you 10% off, 20% off even, stuff like that. I got these for 60. They were originally 75 and I love them. I'm not even gonna hold you, girl. I love them. The way that these fit is so great. The wash, I don't own a lot of light wash denim, and so I think that the wash is really pretty on these. Even they don't look as old as they are. I love a button fly as well. And ultimately, they just give me that really nice kind of boyish fit. My only issue with these, which isn't even real, but I feel like because I have this channel, I need to say it. If you have curves, I don't know how these are going to work for you, because they do have like the babiest of stretch in them. It's so baby, I don't even know if you can see it, but it's just like the babiest of stretch in them. And I don't really have hips. And so I'm low-key like man-bodied on the bottom half. And so it fits me really well. But if you are curvy, if you've got hips, if you've got a bigger butt, I do not recommend these. But even with that said, I know not all 501s are created equally. But if they fit like this, girly, I don't recommend it if you're curvy. But if you are straight on the bottom half of your body, I do think that you can get away with this. I guess I get it. So starting off at Goodwill, I found these banana colored silk dress pants. Kind of a random choice, but I feel like the thrift be doing that to you. It's like you'll see something in the thrift store and be like, I would never buy this new. If this was Zara, if this was Essence, if this was any other place, I would not buy this new. But for some reason, because it's in the thrift store and it's so cheap, there's something about it that I feel like I can do, some damage with. And so when I saw these, my first thought was like fear of God. I'm going to style all these things so that you can see the vision, because really when you're at the thrift and you see something, you see the vision in your head and you know that you can go home and recreate that vision. Sometimes the vision, you can't see it off the rack. And so I will show y'all kind of like what I'm thinking as far as styling goes. These are so light and airy and soft. They just feel very expensive. And as I mentioned, they are, well, it says 100% silk. Is it 100% silk? It feels like it. I always find dress pants at the thrift because there's always an overflow of them, and usually ranging a few different sizes as well. My bottom half just works very well with dress pants. So I'm happy with those. And now I gotta show y'all the Grail. Now, granted, it was at 2nd Street. It's easy to find a Grail at 2nd Street. It's easy to find some really cool stuff at 2nd Street because it's a highly curated selection of clothing. If you've never been to 2nd Street, you've never heard of 2nd Street, it's basically like a streetwear / luxury consignment shop. And so when you go in, they have different designers categorized throughout the store. They have like, your Japanese brands, your more streetwear brands. They'll have like vintage section. They'll have a vintage skate section. And then they have just a lot of cool picks that aren't necessarily luxury or vintage, or, a highly coveted brand, just cool shit that they like. When it comes to consignment shops, I feel that their selection is so vast. I like going there. I like to include that in the thrifting trip. I found a full en plissé Issey Miyake set. The full set. These were in 2 different sections. This was at the front of the store. This was at the back of the store. I don't know why they wouldn't hang these together. I mean, maybe they didn't come together, but if whoever dropped this off didn't drop it off together, listen, the secondhand gods were with me today. I have been wanting something from this brand for a long time. It's just so high, the price. And I didn't know if I would fuck with it past its hype. And then I tried it on and I said, yeah. Mainly because there's so many ways that I can wear just this top, and there are so many ways that I can wear just these pants. These pants are crazy. They have these like, it's like pleats on pleats. So obviously you have, you know, the signature pleats detailing, but then it's got this like flap that goes over the top of it, and you can change how wide you want the leg opening to be. That, you know, it's a little bit more tapered of a leg. And so the fact that you could change the leg of these makes them extremely versatile styling wise. The pants alone, basic, and these have like a little extra little something to them, a little flair to them. But the basic just like cropped pants alone are 300 plus, maybe even more than that. And so the fact that I got the entire set for under the price of a discounted pair of pants, I said, you know what? Also, it's my fucking birthday. I'm buying it. I feel that scents and fragrances are a big deal on this channel. I'm a big fragrance person. I used to not be, you know, like when you were in high school, how you always had that one girl that just like completely drowned herself in like Bath and Body Works or like, you know, whatever Victoria's Secret fragrance was, and you could just like smell her when she was like 6 feet away from you. I've always avoided being that person, just being very like perfumey or just being very heavily scented. I think I'm now becoming that girl though. On the actual day of my birthday, I got in this replica scent that I was gifted by Margella. This scent is Beach Walk. This summer, wrap yourself in memories of salty air, rays of sun, sun-kissed skin, and warm days at the beach with Margella fragrances. Shout outs to Margella for sending this over. I will say, if you like a nice, like, coastal, watery, aquatic, very much sun-kissed, this smells like what your camp counselor that you have a crush on would smell like. Yeah, the fragrance description says sun-kissed salty skin, and I would say that that is exactly what this smells like. Style description, memory, and a fragrance. Yeah, it gives me memories of summer camp, memories of just like being by the water when I was young. Definitely on the more feminine side, slightly floral, but could be cute layered with one of my other replica fragrances. So shout outs to Margella. Thank you. Another brand I want to highlight is Malin and Goats. They have candles. They have skincare. They have body wash. I was at Second Home. I was working and I went to the bathroom and they had the dark rum soap in the bathroom. And ever since, I've been obsessed. I have the dark rum soap. I have the dark rum lotion. It smells good. It just smells good. I don't like anything that's a little too masculine. I don't like anything that's too feminine. I like something that's like somewhere in the middle, something kind of sexy. And if it's sweet, then I need it to be like a sultry sweet. It can't just be sweet just for the hell of being sweet. You know what I mean? So that dark rum, it's just so grown, but like, and not in an old way. Think of the finest person that you know, someone that you want to take you on a date so bad. This smells like what they would look like pulling up in a nice car, opening the door, and like when you hug them, you can feel like the cool of their chain. And like when you hug them, you can like kind of smell their neck a little bit and it's like warm. That's what this smells like. I went to Century City Mall, the best mall in Los Angeles, period. I went into the store because I mainly went in to see the dark rum fragrance. If they had one, they didn't have any in stock. And so I was like, you know what? I do like this brand. So let me just get the little sampler pack and just try it out. Every single one of these smells good. Every single one of these smells good. It's kind of like replica where if you like two, you pretty much like them all. Would you buy them all? Maybe not, but you do like them all. And they all smell really good together. Like the layering capabilities of these fragrances is high. So they've got bergamot in here, cannabis, dark rum, leather, strawberry, and vetiver, is it French? I don't know. Similar to what you might be thinking right now, which is I don't want anything that's going to smell exactly like something else. Like I don't want to smell like cannabis. I don't want to smell like a strawberry. I don't want to smell like leather. It's more so a hint of all of these things. It's like the reimagined, elevated version of all of these things. So the strawberry, it's got like the crisp, sweet nature of a strawberry, but it smells more nature-like rather than like a strawberry. So I definitely suggest this. This was $24, I think. If you watched my last fragrance video and you have similar taste, just buy it, girl. It's not even like, oh, I wonder if I'm gonna like it. You're gonna like it. If you like the type of stuff that I like, you will like this. That is it for me. I hope that you enjoyed this video, this vlog that turned into a haul. Which also turned into a review, also kind of a styling video. Grease ship information is in the description. My Bali vlog is also in the description. And if you're on my Patreon, then you can book the trip right now and scoop up an early bird price because the early bird pricing is $100 off. So if you're trying to go to Greece with us in 2024, definitely hit the description. And shout outs to y'all, man. I love y'all. And y'all already know, wear what you want, wear what you like, wear it out. See you soon.
How come you don't want
trucker hats, t-shirts, and sweatshirts? hillfoxclub.com. All of my content is sponsored by my patrons, so thank you to my patrons for supporting my content. If you want to be down with the crew, it's only $5, but if you want the vlogs too, that's $10. So hit me with the 10, come through, and be part of the family.